It's People Champ 1983. Back with you with another YouTube live. Thank y'all for joining me on this live stream. You are the real MVP. You are the real MVP. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. You too kind. You too kind. You too kind. Make sure you hit the like button of the live stream for the algorithm so YouTube will know that you like this type of content. So I really appreciate that if you hit the like button for your boy, the People Champ 1983. So I really appreciate that if you hit the like button. It's free 99. It's free 99. It's free 99. Also, don't forget to leave a comment on the live stream to let everybody know that you are here. And also, subscribe for more future live streams and videos like this. And also, share this video with your friends and family so they too know that the People's Champ 1983 goes live on a daily basis between 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 o'clock West Coast Time. That's 4 o'clock East Coast Time, 1 o'clock West Coast Time. As you can see, we are. What's up, Latif? Thank you for joining me on this live stream. You are the real MVP. Hope you're doing well physically, mentally, and emotionally on this day. And slept like king. I slept like a king last night. Hope everybody here in the chat room is doing well physically, mentally, and emotionally as well. And also has slept like kings and queens last night. And you could see it's the first of the month. 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 That's right, y'all. It's the first of the month. May 1st, 2024. Say, what's up, champ? Sister. It says sister did it. We beat the Knicks. Okay, that's what's up. Shout out to the 76ers. Hold on, let me check. Check the score. What's the score on the 76ers?
The 76ers won 112-106 yesterday against the Knicks in overtime.
Okay, I see Sixers kicking the Knicks' ass. Shout out to the Philadelphia 76ers beating the Knicks last night. From 112 to 106 in the playoffs of round 1, game 5. Shout out to 76ers. Let's hope that they go all the way to the playoffs and win the NBA championships in 2024. And just in case, oh yeah, by the way, you got to excuse the background noise because as you can see, as you can hear, it's everybody and their mama is outside. So excuse if you hear people talking in the background, that's because a lot of people is outside, and I got the window up due to the fact that it's like in the mid-70s today in my area in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I don't know about your area, but in my area it's very, very warm. So that's why everybody and their mama is outside enjoying this nice weather. So that's why, that's like I said, excuse the background noise. So, just in case you are new to this YouTube channel, let me inform you what we're here to do and what we're always here to do. So around 4 o'clock Eastern Time, between 4 o'clock Eastern Time and 4:20, we talk about random stuff, or we're here to talk about what we see in the title. And then around 4:18, I remind each and every one of you guys to make sure that you make sure that you rolled up, your blunt is rolled up, make sure your joints rolled up, make sure you got your bones packed, make sure you got your bones packed, your bowls packed, make sure you got your edibles ready, make sure you got your gummies ready, make sure you got your drinks ready, because Shout out to Highcast. Shout out to Highcast, Life Being Death, representing the water bottle. I mean, representing the Highcast. And make sure that you stay hydrated because around 4:20 Eastern time, 1 o'clock West Coast time, that's when we about to take a break, a smoke break, around 4 o'clock Eastern time, 1 o'clock West Coast time. I mean 1 p.m. 1:20 West Coast time at the same damn time. So that's why right now I want you to do right now to while you still can, go roll up something, go pack something, make sure you got your drinks ready because we got less than 20 minutes away for 4:20. So make sure everything ready right now. So I didn't warn you guys. So yesterday, I wasn't able to finish the live stream because the live stream I keep losing signal. The live stream keep wanting to cut off. So I had to keep push the button to start the live stream over again. And then it keeps saying it keeps saying that it keep losing connection. So that's when I decided to end the live stream. So this is the part two of yesterday's live stream, and what we didn't get to talk about on yesterday is how what we did get to talk about is how Fox News is making fun of the age of your president of the United States, Joe Biden, because I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the election year is this year in 2024. And so far, what type of choice do this country have given us to vote for? Who are the candidates? Who are the politicians that are trying to be president of the United States in 2024? That's right. Two people, two white men that is going to be 90 years old in the next 10 years, in the next 5 to 10 years. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They gave us elderly people to pick from to become president of the United States. One of them is in the 80s, and the other one is almost about to be in the 80s. And Donald Trump and Joe Biden. These are the choices they have given us in 2024. That's right. You heard me right. Donald Trump, who is an old, rich white man. And then you have Joe Biden, who is also an old, rich white man. But yet, this is supposed to be the land of opportunity. Right, ladies and gentlemen? This is supposed to be the land of opportunities. But yet, each and every election, they only give opportunities to old, rich white men to become your president of the United States. It seems like they only gave one person that is not white to become president of the United States, and that person is Barack Obama. But then, right after they gave Obama a chance, that one person to become your president of the United States, that's when they started to go right back to what there was, right back to voting for old, rich white men to become president of the United States. Joe Biden and Donald Trump. First, we did have an opportunity to have a woman president of the United States. But then she decided to run as vice president for Joe Biden instead. Even though she's the one that pointed out, um, even though she's the one that pointed out the racism that Joe Biden had throughout his history, to the point where you have Joe Biden calling a black man boy. Joe Biden Harris debate.
Joe Biden Harris debate.
Hello, you guys. So you guys will hear this loud and clear. I'm gonna put this on the big screen so you guys can hear this loud and clear. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you all for joining me on this live stream. Once again, you are the real MVP. Hope everybody doing well physically, mentally, emotionally this day. There we go.
I was 6 years old. It was then.
And it was too, but I also believe, and it's personal, and I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about yourself to the importance of finding common ground. I do not believe you are a racist.
There you go.
And I agree with you when you commit yourself to the importance of finding common ground. But I also believe, and it's personal, and I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing. And, you know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me. So I will tell you that on this subject, it cannot be an intellectual debate among Democrats. We have to take it seriously. We have to act swiftly. Do you agree today that you were wrong to oppose busing in America?
No.
Do you agree?
I did not oppose busing in America. What I opposed is busing ordered by the Department of Education. That's what I opposed.
Well,
I
there
did
was
not
a
oppose.
failure of states to integrate public schools in America. I was part of the second class to integrate Berkeley, California public schools almost 2 decades after Brown v. Board of Education.
Because your city council made that decision. It was a local
that's
decision.
where the federal government must step in. That's why we have the
government
Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act. That's why we need to pass the Equality Act. That's why we need to pass the ERA, because there are moments in history where states fail to preserve the civil rights of all people.
One of the differences that Joe and I have in our record is Joe voted for that war. I helped lead the opposition to that war, which is a total disaster.
So, right. You hear that?
Because there are moments in history where states fail to preserve the civil rights of all people.
One of the differences that Joe and I have in our record is Joe voted for that war. I helped lead the opposition to that war, which is a total disaster.
You heard what Bernie Sanders says. He's the one. He's responsible to lead the war. He's responsible for leading the war, for leading us into war. This is coming from the mouth of Bernie Sanders. And also, now Vice President Harris put out he was one that opposed busing, and Joe Biden. And she also pulled out the racism throughout the history of Joe Biden. That's exactly why today's people do not want to vote this year because everybody know how much of a liar Joe Biden has become. Everybody know how much of a racist Joe Biden is. Even Kamala Harris had put it out during a debate, but then all of a sudden say that because it's a debate, it's the reason why she sell those things is because it's a debate. That's why. That's exactly why nobody don't like Kamala Harris, including people on Fox News. People on Fox News they can't stand people like Joe Biden, and they can't stand people like Kamala Harris. Check this out.
To be official, Joe is more than welcome on this program for the entire hour, and I'll give him an extra 3 hours of uninterrupted radio time. But I don't think Joe could handle a live segment on MSDNC, much less an entire hour on this program. It's pretty simple. This doesn't look good for Joe. He needs help answering basic questions. He struggles, he mumbles, he bumbles, he stumbles. He's having a hard time walking and talking. And let's not forget when, he read the instructions from the teleprompter like an elderly Ron Burgundy. 4 more years, pause. Whoops.
3 more minutes,
From
guys.
the
3 more
economy
minutes.
to inflation
We
to
got
illegal
everything ready. 3 more
immigration
minutes.
to violence in the Middle East, war in Europe, to the obvious cognitive decline. It is no secret why Biden is hemorrhaging support from several usually reliable demographics. Then, of course, he's out there talking about his dear uncle that was eaten by cannibals. But anyway, I digress. But it's not stopping Democrats and strategic, minds that are in the Democratic Party. James Carville's a lot of things. I've debated him, smart guy,
Okay.
and he's getting really pissed
Well, I'd like
off.
to hear,
Watch.
Latif. But to get it in 2
So,
minutes.
I
Got 2
hear
more
this
minutes.
a lot. Young voters are just not into this. It's 2 candidates. One's
Look
in
at
the
this old- look at
80s,
this
one's
old
is
guy
almost in the
defending it.
80s, and
Of course,
they're
you're going to defend it.
concerned about
Keep him at the
things
same age
that,
as
that
those two.
Washington are politicians, and you just can't blame them for, you. All right? Are you watching what is happening in the Supreme Court? If you're 26, do you see what they're doing? First of all, they're going to take every right that you could possibly have away from you. If Trump and Roberts and Alito and Gorsuch and Thomas and Leonard Leo and the Heritage Foundation, if they get a hold, there will be no government left. There will be no rights left. You will live under theocracy. You'll end up Christian nationalism. But that's all right, you little 26-year-old. You don't feel like the election's important to me. They're not addressing the issues that I care about.
Don't worry, with Joe unable to communicate effectively, Democrats are once again rolling out, their not so secret weapon. That's right, VP Harris. And recently during a pretty grotesque, fawning interview with Drew Barrymore, Kamala spoke out against those who dare to criticize her constant, inappropriate, weird giggling. And
Before we continue with Fox News making fun of Joe Biden's age, and along with President Harris' intelligence, how everybody is getting ready because it's about to be 4:20 in 1 minute. It's 4:19 right now. About to get my stuff ready. Of course, I got the Pineapple Express. Courtesy of Foreign Friendly Farms. Going to be big bacon on that. All right, guys, it's 4:20. Hope everybody was ready. We about to get it in. Happy 4:20, y'all. Cheers. Woo! That was a good hit. Cheers, my friend. Woo. That was a good hit. Always hit you by surprise. mm. Woo! Shout out to Highcast, Light Being Dash, for the Highcast water bottle. Stay high, my friends. Highcast. Make sure y'all subscribe to Highcast YouTube channel. Highcast. Cheers, gang. Hope everybody doing well physically, mentally, and emotionally on this Wednesday. On this what is it, Wednesday? Yeah, on this Wednesday, and have slept like kings and queens last night. And if anybody hasn't told you yet, just know that you are smart, beautiful, kind, and wise, and it's the most important thing on this earth. That is capable of many things and have lots to offer on this earth. That's right. I'm talking about you, and you. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Don't let anybody bring you down. We are special in our own way. That's what makes us special and unique. Cheers, gang. Oh yeah, Pineapple Express, baby. mm. As you can see, make sure that the light is extra bright, so you guys can see me very clear. Mm. Before we continue with the
Laughing. Take a look.
You know, you were asking me earlier about what it means to be like the first woman. And, you know, it's funny because people still got to get used to this, right? I mean, my staff, for example, sometimes they'll show me little things that just amuse me. Like apparently some people love to talk about the way I laugh.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I love your laugh.
Well, let me just tell you something. I have my mother's laugh.
Oh.
And I grew up around a bunch of women in particular who laughed from the belly. They laughed. They would sit around the kitchen and drinking their coffee, telling big stories with big laughs. You know, I'm never going to be, that's just, I'm not that person.
Now, there's really only one way to stop Kamala from laughing, vote her out of office. That would be 189 days from now. And you can send her boss, Joe Biden, to finally retire on the beach in Delaware. Maybe he'll build up his muscles and be able to pull along his beach chair. Hey, to be official, Joe is more...
See, ladies and gentlemen, and this is exactly why I didn't vote for the president to be to vote when they had the presidential election 4 years ago. I didn't vote then because I didn't want to vote for neither Joe Biden or I didn't vote for Donald Trump because number one, they're both old as hell. They're both old as hell. Both of them is going to be in the 90s in the next 10 years. That's your grandparents. Your grandparents can't even. Your great grandparents can't even go by barely can barely take care of himself without some type of assistance. But yet, this country is allowing elderly people to become your president of the United States. How sense do that make? That we got senior citizens that's in a nursing home right now. That's the same age, if not younger, than Joe Biden and Trump. But yet they are allowing these two to become president of the United States. And you hear the guy from Fox News said that Joe Biden can barely get by speeches without some type of assistance, especially assistant from your former president of the United States and Barack Obama. That's why everybody was saying it's Barack Obama pulling the strings behind the scenes, because every time you turn around and Joe Biden is forced to give out a speech, guess who's right behind Joe Biden? Is Barack Obama. Even Fox News noticed that everywhere Joe Biden is, so is Barack Obama. Every time we turn around, there's Barack Obama, and then also Bill Clinton. That's why they call them the Three Stooges. Three Stooges. Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and known as Joe Biden. It's funny how those two have come together, because I remember when I was growing up, everybody that was black would claim that Bill Clinton was the so-called first black president of the United States. I was like, why did black people claim Bill Clinton to be the first black president? And they said something stupid like, because she said something about he had an affair with having an affair with Monica Lewinsky is supposed to be the reason why they accept Bill Clinton as black. Therefore, they make Bill Clinton the first black president. And I'm like, so y'all associate black people with cheating? So y'all make it known that black people are known for cheating. That's why y'all associated Bill Clinton as a black person, because he cheated on his wife with Monica Lewinsky. That somehow makes him black. I never understood that. I never understood that. How people would accept Bill Clinton as black all because of that reason. I never understood that. Then when Barack Obama came out of nowhere, then they started to accept him as being the first president of the United States. And then they also expect Barack Obama to fix to turn racism around. But did he? Absolutely not. In fact, he did exactly what Joe Biden did, and that is focus on making same-sex legal. Because what did Obama did when he first came president of the United States? He made sure that people on the same sex is able to get married. Next thing you know, same-sex marriage is legal. But yet we were still dealing with injustice. We were still dealing with racism. In fact, that's when Asian hate. And last time is, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't that exactly when Asian hate started? It's when Barack Obama was president of the United States. That's when HH started under the watch of Barack Obama. Is that where the HH started? Everybody, even people in Chicago, even people, and last time I checked, Barack Obama and Oprah Winfrey was supposed to be from Chicago. But yet, as soon as Barack Obama became president of the United States, instead of Chicago um, becoming the greatest city of all time, because Barack Obama was born in Chicago, end up doing the opposite. Now Chicago ended up being the most dangerous cities to be here. It's one of the it's the number one dangerous cities here in the United States of America. Every time we turn around, somebody in Chicago had got shot, stabbed, kidnapped, mobbed, um, all type of stuff happened. Even I heard on the news about two babies getting shot in Chicago, and I was like, but yet the entire time when Barack Obama was president, did he did anything to stop the gun violence in his own hometown in Chicago? Barack Obama, worst president of all time.
Barack Obama, worst president of all time.
And we're really excited about the how the events unfolded. And I really just have about 8 words to share with you, and that is Barack Obama is the worst president in history. I take no great joy in actually criticizing our president. However, I'm not without reason. And we have to get back to the fundamentals of our country. And although the current administration in Congress is assaulting the foundation of our country and the founding principles of our country, I got to tell you one thing. The counter assault starts today.
See, they have announced Barack Obama as the worst president of all time. But because as soon as he became president, next thing you know, that's when lawlessness took over the United States. Lawlessness, ladies and gentlemen. Lawless. A lot of people were dealing with injustice. He was dealing with he was saying that if he had a son, it would look like Trayvon Martin. And then don't forget about George Floyd. Don't forget about what happened with George Floyd. This is exactly why I did. Like I said, this is exactly why I didn't want to vote for neither Trump or Biden, because Biden is a good friend with Barack Obama, and he already made it known that he was going to finish the job that Barack Obama started when he was president of the United States. So once he said that, I was like, dude, I'm not voting for him. Definitely not voting for him.
First of all, I can tell you
the full fruition But when you have frauds like Al Sharpton and Barack Obama and the DOJ, and the communist leader from New York, de Blasco. I'm your host, the Doctor of Common Sense, E.T. Williams. Please visit the website at www.whateverhappenedtocommonsense.com. Somebody needs to go down and put handcuffs on Al Sharpton right now. Let's not forget that bastard was the one leading the protest saying, what do we want? Dead cops. What do we want it right now? Here you got a so-called leader
Up to the one that started
leading
that
a
chant.
protest
They wanted dead
of
cops.
hooligans literally chanting they wanted dead cops. You got Barack Obama going on apologizing, saying that people are sick of injustice. You got Eric Holder from the DOJ justifying these hooligans, and everybody's acting as if they're shocked because one of these lunatics decided to carry out what they had been promising you they were going to do. I'm just shocked that nobody is being arrested, but I forgot. Hell is empty right now. If you want a prelude of how hell is going to look, lawlessness going on. That's right. Lawlessness going on, and your so-called leaders justifying lawlessness. Isn't that what the devil does in hell? He wants as much chaos
was what Barack
and
Obama was president.
corruption as possible. The devil don't want anybody getting along, and so does Al Sharpton and Barack Obama and Eric Holder and de Blasio.
Right.
All of these lawless so-called leaders, all of these heathens and these demons, been out there telling you that these freedom fighters, these protesters down in Ferguson and New York and California, they just want justice. Didn't hear any condemnation out of Al Sharpton and Barack Obama. I heard a statement from Barack Obama now. He says he's unconditionally condemns this. Is that all you got, sissy? Because every time somebody comes out, if you had a son, it looked like Trayvon Martin. People are sick of this injustice. He and Michelle acting like they had all this racism against them. He's the effing president still pretending like all these people are discriminating against he and all of these blacks, most of them breaking the law. That's the problem you got with our society. Most of them want to break the law and don't want to be told not to break the law.
And this was when Barack Obama was president of the United States, that we was dealing with lawlessness. We was dealing with injustice. All this when Barack Obama was president. But as soon as Trump became president, she was trying to build the wall to keep these outsiders out, and not just let any random people crossing the border like criminals or drug dealers, if the people that was to cause harm to us in this country. But then as soon as Biden became president of the United States, because when Trump was president of the United States, the wall was damn near finished until until Joe Biden became president of the United States. Next thing you know, they just forget about the wall, and not only did they exactly. It's funny, right, Latif? This whole time we have a black president and they never get us no reparation. Not even when Barack Obama was president. But that's because all he was worried about was same-sex marriage, just like with Barack. That's like with Biden. He wasn't worried about reparation either, even though Kamala Harris is vice president of the United States. She didn't tell Biden about the reparation for black people, and she's vice president. They even had asked Kamala Harris about that 4 years ago, and she never even gave a straight answer. She'll tell you everything else but a clear answer. Should black people have reparation?
We have slavery. Do you support reparations for black people? Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination.
We don't need a history lesson. We don't need none of that. We know this already. Do you support reparations for black people? This is the dancing to bring you into this bad answer with a smile. This is the Democratic way.
And segregation, and now we have
That's y'all stuttering trying to figure out.
I need somebody to make a beat. I'm gonna have to tell Sway, the remix guy, to make a beat out of this stuttering.
Had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have illegal still exists and is a barrier to progress.
Yes or no question. Yeah, this is what
Legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal. Segregation and discrimination that is not legal, but still segregation and discrimination. Segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to, now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities, now we have.
Now the question is, do you agree that black people should need reparations? That was a yes or no question. But she goes, well, yes, she gave everything but a yes or a no question.
We have slavery. Do you support reparations for black people?
Do you support reparations for black people?
Well, listen.
Question.
Again, we had over 200 years of slavery.
Oh, God. The question was, do you support reparation for black people? Do you support reparation for black people? That is a yes or no question. Did she say yes or no? Did she say yes or no?
We had slavery. Do you support reparations for black people? Well, listen, again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination.
We don't need a history lesson. We don't need none of that. We know this already. Do you support reparations for black people? This is the dancing to bring you into this bad answer with a smile. This is the Democratic way.
And segregation, and now we have.
I need somebody to make a. I'm gonna have to tell Sway, the remix guy, to make a beat out of this stuttering.
Had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have. Now we have. Now we have.
See there? This is your answer you get. This is the type of answer you get, boss. Y'all heard what the question was, right? The question clearly said, was the answer, the question clearly was in yes or a no type of question. The question was, do you support reparation for black people? She could have just said no. But instead, she talk about other stuff. Besides giving you a clear answer as to, do she support reparation for black people? And now this same person is your president of the is your vice president of the United States. Now, let's imagine if Kamala Harris were to win the president of. Now, imagine if Kamala Harris was the one that won the president of the United States, and that it was a woman that was in there as president of the United States. Imagine how this country would turn out with Kamala Harris in office. Yep. Just imagine with her being president of the United States. Because remember, she was going against, remember 4 years ago, she was going for she also was going to be president, was trying to be president of the United States. That's why y'all saw the debate between her and Joe Biden, because she was also trying to become president of the United States before she changed her mind and decided to run with Joe Biden. Joe Biden-Harris debate.
Joe Biden-Harris debate.
MI6 agent Imogen.
But before we continue, guys, we're going to take another hit of this Pineapple Express. Cheers, gang. How everybody doing well physically, mentally, and emotionally on this Wednesday? Cheers. Thank you for joining. You are the real MVP. Woo-wee. So let you guys know right now, we're after this live stream, I'm going to hook myself up with dinner. I went to I did Walmart run earlier before I came to do this live stream. So after this live stream, I could hook up with something nice. Got myself on my four cheese pizza. I'm going to put it in the oven. That's what I'm going to eat for dinner. But before we continue with Kamala Harris, roasting of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, go continue with this hit, right? Pizza at the Good Bake section. Oh yeah. Hmm.
Commit yourself to the importance of finding common ground. But I also believe, and it's personal, and I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing.
Look, everything I've done in my career, I ran because of civil rights. I continue to think we have to make fundamental changes in civil rights. And those civil rights, by the way, include not just only African Americans, but the LGBT community.
But Vice President Biden, do you agree today?
You heard that? You heard that? He bring up the LGBTQ, his favorite type of community, LGBTQ, the same type of community. He made law to make children have a choice of having a sex change. Keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. He is responsible for making children have a choice to whether they have a sex change or not. This guy is responsible. That's why
I agree today
that's
that
why he
you were
bring up
wrong to oppose busing in
LGBT
America.
community.
Then, do you agree?
I did not oppose busing in America. What I opposed is busing ordered by the Department of Education. That's what I opposed.
Well,
I
there
did
was
not
a
oppose.
failure of states to integrate
No,
public schools in America. I was part of the second class to integrate Berkeley, California public schools almost 2 decades after Brown v. Board of Education.
Because your city council made that decision. It was a
So
local
that's where the
decision.
federal government must step
The
in. That's why
federal
we have the
government
Voting
must
Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act. That's why we need to pass the Equality Act. That's why we need to pass the ERA, because there are moments in history where states fail to preserve the civil rights of all people.
You see, we heard what Kamala Harris says? You hear what Kamala Harris says? The reason why your mayors and governments is not so strict with the laws is because they need somebody. Cause nobody enforcing the laws. So that's why Kamala Harris was saying. And guess who is the president of the United States? Joe Biden. And y'all wonder why we're dealing with lawlessness in this country. All because of who you guys selected to be president. All because you guys was led to believe that because of Trump wanted to build the wall, that automatically means that he's racist. But yet, Joe Biden is no different than by everybody's logic. Joe Biden is no different than Trump. If not, he is even worse than Trump because, like Kamala Harris says, he's the one opposed busing. But yet y'all voted him over Trump because Trump is racist. And yet y'all wonder why this country is still doing racism. And y'all wonder why this country is going straight to hell in a handbasket. All because of you guys wanted another old ass white man to be in office because Trump is racist, even though voting for Biden is no different than voting for Trump. Only difference is that at least with Trump, at least everybody has the chance to make money and every chance to still have a chance to live a comfortable life instead of you having multiple jobs just to support one little household versus when Trump was president, everybody was able to make lots and lots of money due to the fact that there was lots of jobs available. Everybody and their mom had a job. Nowadays, now that Joe Biden is in office, now all that you hear is a bunch of layoffs after layoffs after layoffs after layoffs, all due to budget cuts. And everybody knows the real reason why we have the budget cuts. All because your corrupt president of the United States, Joe Biden, was to wars. All because Joe Biden thinks that he could fund 2 wars, but yet neglect the American people.
So we put 2 quarters, a nickel, a penny.
Angry ass bitch right now. Let me get it here, because I'm about to go off right now. There's a $120 million budget cut in New York that is going to affect schools, public libraries, and the police department. Ain't gonna be no after school for your kids. The teachers are gonna be paid. Yes, they're barely gonna be paid. That's one. Libraries, they're closing library branches. For our best interest. I'm always gonna speak for the people.
Rapper Cardi B is speaking out after resources necessary.
Finish it. Y'all need to finish it. Stop running like you got no money. You don't got no sugar for your honeys.
That was a really legitimate critique of American policy.
In this wars, we could barely fund this country. Finish it. Y'all need to finish it. Stop running like you got money. You don't got no money. You don't got no sugar for your honeys.
That was I love that. And she kept.
Even Cardi B went off on.
Not for you. That's the focus of tonight's angle.
And even Cardi B was going off on Joe Biden for what she has done to New York City. New York City has become so unlivable that crazy that every time you turn around, somebody's getting shot, somebody getting stabbed, somebody's being pushed off the train tracks, all type of stuff, and it's all happening within the New York City Transit. So I'm not even talking about the whole New York City. I'm talking about the New York Transit. This what happened. Y'all remember y'all remember the incident where somebody was stabbed on the New York Transit, and then what was escalated to somebody getting shot on the New York Transit, and then was led to a transit worker, what everybody to go on strike because he feel like the New York Transit is no longer safe due to other crimes that are happening in the New York City Transit.
I got you. I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding.
You remember that, Latif?
That's a shot, but that's still up. I ain't doing nothing. You interfere with a man. You don't bleed. I got you.
The girlfriend stabbed her in the back, literally stabbed her in the back, while the boyfriend was fighting the guy. The girlfriend literally stabbed him in the back. That's why he put out a gun. Say, you stabbed me, right? So everybody was like, get me the fuck off this train, get me the fuck off this train.
Get that off of them, baby. Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Let me out!
The MTA.
But like
the CEO is telling us that we safe at work. Transit workers are not safe at work.
And if transit workers are not safe at work, then guess what? The riding public is not safe at work. If they can't protect their workforce, that means that they cannot protect you. Jan Oliva went out there and said that it is safe. Eric Adams went out there and said it was safe, and then the next day he said it was unsafe.
Right?
I'm here as a transit worker.
The lies, ladies and gentlemen, the lies.
Unsafe to ride New York City Transit. It is unsafe. I don't call a safe workplace where people get stabbed, raped, shot at, killed. That is not a safe workplace.
All this happened in the New York Transit. Not just talk about New York City in general. New York City Transit.
You got to pass about 10 security officers, armed and unarmed. The people who's telling us that we are safe, they are safe. But we
That
are
was
not
safe,
safe.
not them, not us. Not New York City citizens. Not the New Yorkers.
Robberies, all types of crimes is happening in New York City Transit. And the people in this
All type of crimes happen in New York City Transit. You heard that?
They do not care about the workers, and they do not care about the riders in New York City. Right now, you see, I have on a bulletproof vest. Why do I have on a bulletproof vest? Because of all the shootings in or on New York City Transit property.
See?
It makes no sense. We are in the business of transportation. We are not police officers. We are not soldiers. We are not security guards. We are conductors, bus operators, train operators, cleaners, station agents. We are your neighbors. We should not be subject to vicious assaults on New York City Transit property. Now, I just came with a whole bunch of transit workers so they could purchase their bulletproof vests.
They have to wear bulletproof vests now. Because all the shooting happened in New York City Transit.
Like I normally do. In the past, I put a coffin right in front of this building for like 3 years straight. This time, we're going to flood this place with thousands of people, riders and workers. It's about time that we be allies. Once again, if workers are not safe, riders are not safe. Do not get it confused or twisted. If the transit authority cannot protect us, they cannot protect you. Jan Oliva went out there the other day and said, we doing something new. We're going to have police officers riding the trains and be on the platforms. If that is something new, then what were you doing before? What were the police officers doing before?
Right.
We know what the police officers is doing upstairs when it's time for an MTA board meeting. They protecting all those faces upstairs. But they do not care about the riding public. They do not care about their workers. I don't care how many times the MTA say it. They do not care about the workers or the riding public. They just talk. Jan Oliva was never a transit worker. He's a genius at engineering, but he never was a transit worker. He never will understand what transit workers or riders go through. You see that gate right there? That gate is for the executive's cars. Why should an executive have...
All this happening under Joe Biden's watch. This is exactly why everybody can't wait to get Joe Biden out of office, because Joe Biden has made everybody's lives a living hell. From all the layoffs that's going to lead to more crimes going up, which means that your lives, your lives going to be more in danger, all because they're letting the criminals take over your city. That's why I try to tell you guys, be careful who you guys vote for, because the same people you are voting for might be the same people is going to be the reason why your neighborhood has been taken over by gangs and criminals. And you see it time and time again, every time you watch the news. I remember shutting shout out to Breaking Bang Inc. But he was saying about Gotham City, where every day something's like there's like something bad happening. Like every time you watch Batman, there's always something bad happening in that city, in Gotham City. Well, today's world is no different than Gotham City, especially New York City, and especially places like LA. I mean, places like California, and especially in places like Chicago, when that whole city is like it's no different than Gotham City, where the whole city has been taken over by crimes. You'll see all the shoplifting that happened, and you saw the shoplifting happen in in California, San Francisco.
Give it back! This is San Francisco, where theft is so common it almost seems legal.
Repping San Francisco, call me in the middle of a
little boost,
a little something to keep me going.
I can walk into Walgreens, steal $950 worth of merchandise.
Under that threshold, it's a misdemeanor. Go to Macy's, rob what you can, and then you go boost it. This was closed prematurely. They could not function.
You're a world-class bipper.
I've been blessed.
If you saw a car, what would classify it as a good bipping opportunity?
The energy of the car. A lot of times they leave the windows down, and that's an automatic green light. Mom and pop stores leave them stores alone.
I was stopping people from stealing from the store, and I got kicked out.
Give it back! I will kick your fucking...
He's definitely bipping.
You bipping?
Yeah. I didn't take all these. It was already empty.
I've been doing this a long time. Can't depend on mankind to just assist you.
Let's say you bought. You mind showing me what you got today?
Right, where we going with this, man?
But where do they sell their stolen
Where we
goods?
going with this, man?
Fentanyl Bazaar.
You over here about 8 o'clock. You'll see $1,000 worth
Yep. People were selling everything. Tap here to see what I found.
I'm stealing from the store. I'm stealing from the store, motherfucker. Give it.
This is the results of the economy. Because the economy is crashing, it leads to crimes going up, because a lot of people feel like because they can't afford anything, desperate people do desperate things. So that's why I said now Joe Biden is in charge. So now lawlessness has taken over your city. Until we get this SOB out of office, it's going to take each and every one of you to do it, because not one person can do it, obviously. Not even Fox News alone can't even take Joe Biden out of office. It's going to take you, and you. Go to everybody to get these people out of office. Because if the more they elect these people in office, the worse this country is going to get. Proven by Fox News. It says they got them bent they stealing from any. Exactly, Latif. The world is getting crazier and crazier under the watch of Joe Biden. They're saying even Fox News keep putting it out over and over and over again. Until we get these people out of office, it's going to get worse for all of us here in the United States. But I'm going to end this live stream so you guys could enjoy the rest of your Thursday, your Wednesday. I know some of you guys got home from work. You want to relax, so I'm going to let you guys do that. So thank y'all for joining me on this live stream. You are the real MVP. Thank y'all for hitting the like button on the live stream. If you haven't done so, make sure you hit the like button on the live stream. Also, leave a comment on the live stream if you haven't done so everybody know that you have watched this YouTube channel. Have watched this video. And don't forget to subscribe for more future live streams and videos like this. And also, share this video with your friends and family so they too would know that the People Champ 1983 go live on a daily basis between 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 o'clock West Coast. That's 4 p.m. East Coast, 1 o'clock West Coast. It's the People Champ 1983. And I'm about to sign out. Y'all have a blessed Wednesday. And y'all enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Y'all enjoy this nice weather wherever you're at. And y'all have a blessed one. Peace.